Hey everybody, this is Jo. I'm here in my Houston, Texas garden. I'm in zone 9A, and I did a little video day before yesterday, of the garden after I had been out of town for 2 weeks, and it has been really neglected for 6 weeks. I went on vacation, then I got COVID on vacation, and then I came back, and then I went on another vacation. So this garden has been very neglected for almost all of July and all of August. And we have had horrible, record-breaking heat, and we have had a drought. Has been no rain in my garden for 2 whole months. And we've got a sprinkler system, and we're following our water restriction rules now. We're allowed to hand water, and so that's sort of what I've been doing for the last 2 days. So I'm going to show you half. I did a little video 2 days ago, walking through for the first time since I've been gone, to see what was alive. So now I've spent 2 days trying to get it together, and I've got about a quarter of it done. So that's what this video is going to be on. And I've pulled out lots and lots of zinnias. They were covering up all my little baby cone flowers that I kind of forgot were under there. And so I pulled lots of zinnias out, and I still am seeing tons of bees, and I actually saw one butterfly yesterday. And so I'm feeling good about having some enough flowers for them. And I drove around my neighborhood and realized, you can go 5 houses and not see a single flower. So I hope they've all got my address, all the bees and the butterflies. So let me show you what's going on. The plumbago, of course, is such a summer winner. And then all of this purple sweet potato vine is very unfazed by the heat and the drought. And I've had to sort of trim it back so it would take over the world. My little bitty zinnias are looking pretty good. They got a little gangly, but they've already got a little bit of new growth down at the bottom. And I've got a big old coneflower coming out. This is the first bloom on this particular plant. That was a self-sewn, it just came up last year, came up early spring, and I just left it. And so we'll see what color it is. And then this, clearly I have broken off whilst working out here today. Whoops. This is salvia indigo spires. It's really too tall. The reason I don't want to grow it is because it all flops over, and you can see I planted it way back there and it's all come forward, but it's covered in bees all day long. And so I speak of the devil, there he goes. I'm leaving it. I cut a little bit back. I was trying to catch that bee for you. I cut a little bit back, but I'm leaving it. There's enough flowers. I hate to take anything away from the bees. Now, I showed you on my last video 2 weeks ago, maybe, that I had this self-sewn gomphrena that just came up over here, and now look how big it is. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. This is one plant that just came up in the garden, and so I'm thrilled because all of my little tutti frutti agastache is just, it's not doing well. So I've got this pink in here, and then 2 weeks ago I noticed that there was a cleome out here, and it was about 18 inches tall. And I came back in 2 weeks. I'm not making this up. That's 4 feet tall. It has grown from here all the way up to there in 2 weeks. So I think throwing out cleome seeds in Houston, I think you could do it off and on throughout the year and get little pops of cleomes, maybe all summer, even in the heat and the drought. This little guy came up. Now he's sort of looking sad in the afternoon, but he sure looked pretty this morning. And then here's the other thing I'm going to show you. I am so thrilled. So I've mentioned this before, I bought a salvia I thought was coral nymph salvia. It is not. It's not the right color. It's just this nice clear pink, sort of medium to pale pink. And it has, so I planted it all the way over there, and it has come up, some has come up here and is already blooming. There's another little baby here. There's another little baby there. And I've had another one or two pop up over there. And it is my new favorite thing because I haven't done anything to it. And look how good it looks in all that heat and in all that just lack of water and just horrible, horrible heat. It's a really nice, sturdy, tall plant. It gets about 3.5 feet tall. That is going to be a winner next year. I'm collecting seeds. Obviously, it sows very easily, and so that is going to be a big player, I think, next year. Now you can see, there's my big pile of stuff. I weeded all in here and cut down things, and so there's my pile. I haven't dragged it out from its spot, but I have weeded the dickens out of everything. You can see there's so much bare ground, which is a bummer, but it's nice to have it tidy. And I didn't realize how happy it was going to make me for it to be all neat and tidy once again. Basil, it had played a big part last year, and I cook with basil, but I grow enough for 1,000 people to cook with. But this always has bees on its little flowers, and they will pick this. I've watched them land on the butterflies like the gomphrena, but I have watched the bees land on this, decide no thank you, and go to this. And so I really think, and I've seen the same thing with salvia, they will land on the gomphrena, but mostly they will then jump to a salvia, or they're jumping to this without getting anything off of the gomphrena. So I thought that was interesting. Here is that Walker's Low Nepeta. It's kind of stopped blooming, but it's pretty little blue flowers, and it's mostly stopped blooming, but it sure looks good. I haven't given it any extra water. Oh, Miss Doubtfire, are you trying to get some attention? Say hello, everybody. All this milkweed. This is that native milkweed that I grew from seed, which I'm very excited about. And it is blooming, and I've seen tons and tons of bees on it as well. And I think milkweed flowers are so pretty. And we got the pond going again. In my video 2 days ago, it was decidedly not working. And then again, all this bare ground, and I'm not sure, I might move that gomphrena pot over here now to fill this space a little bit. I have lots of work to do on that rose, but I have learned my lesson to not go deadhead. I can deadhead, but don't go giving things a big haircut when it's this hot. Now, I did on that Salvia Amanti over there. It looks pretty bad, but it is coming out with new leaves that seem to be okay in this heat. They're not frying immediately. But I really want to trim. Normally, in Houston, on the 1st of September, I would trim all my roses. And they're so stressed out, I don't think I would trim them again until maybe even the 1st of October. We'll see how the weather goes. But I do think there are a lot of dead canes in here. Here's our terrifying frog with eyebrows. Terrifying. I've got lots of dead wood in here, and I think I can pretty safely cut that out. I've got lots of dead to cut out there, but I will not trim the green at all on this rose or any of the roses. And here's the little soldier just trying its best. So here's another one of those pink salvias that's just a volunteer And that is absolutely what's going to go in here where this gomprina is now. I'll move that and put it somewhere else. This pink, tall pink, just the sun and heat has been unrelenting, and I haven't given it any, I didn't even know this was here. I haven't given it any extra attention. And so I think that's a winner for the Houston garden, especially with this kind of heat and drought. Okay, here's another winner. This is the Nearly Wild Rose. I watered it today. That's the first time, other than just like the sprinklers going off twice a week. And they don't go off that long because I'm too cheap to let them go off that long. You can see it's even a little bit stressed. The leaves are curling a little bit today, but it has so many flowers on it that weren't there when I made a video 2 weeks ago. So it is spitting out flowers even in this heat. And they're really pretty. And I like them because they're big open flowers, just single petals, and so the bees can get down in there versus a really full rose with lots and lots of petals, which I really love as well. Okay, I'm going to show you. Mrs. Doubtfire is obsessed with the hose. Oh, she knows I was looking at her. She knows. There she goes. She's obsessed with the hose, and she will chase it around. You're a goober, aren't you? She's ignoring me. Say hello. It's like she thinks it's her cat bed. What a goober. All right. Now, I'm trying to decide. I watched these ridiculous floppy zinnias, which I think are gorgeous. They're a beautiful zinnia. I can't remember the name of them right off the top of my head, but if you're curious, I can look it up for you. Just let me know in the comments. But they fall over, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to tear them out. But I decided I would watch, and if I saw any pollinators land on it, I would leave it. And of course, I saw a big fat bee get on it, so I'm leaving it. Now, the cute little salvia I had in here, right in here, croaked on me. And so I won't replace that. We figured out that can't make it through the summer. This funny little salvia right here, which is blue, it's scraggly. I don't think it's nearly as pretty as the one that died, but it made it through the summer. And so I think that's good. I think my little, this is skullcap right there. Let's see if I can get that in focus for you. And so it is a native Texas plant, and it seems to be happy enough here. It's kind of getting overtaken by this self-sewn, oh, it's finally blooming. This is the first flower I've ever had on this plant because it just showed up here, this cone flower. But I think I will put more skullcap. It's not gorgeous, but it was pretty in the spring, and I think when it cools off, I'll give it a little trim, and I bet it'll be pretty all fall. Now here is this, again, this pink. This was the beginner here, this pink salvia, which I have seen lots and lots of bees on today. And you can see that's probably 3.5 feet tall. It's huge. And there's another little baby one in there. And it's taken the heat. It just doesn't seem to mind. And it's just reseeds very easily, and it's bloomed really beautifully. It's sort of scraggly now. I think it was really pretty while I was gone. Typical. Okay, they look terrible, right? But I've still got some of these white cone flowers going. And then this threadleaf coreopsis, look how sweet it has been. Very, very tough. I haven't done anything special. Some years I've had trouble, and I've had to replace it maybe every other year. But so I think this is was planted this year, early spring. But it has not had any trouble in this heat. And then I'll go back around here a little bit. This coneflower, which looked super ratty 2 weeks ago, is covered in new flowers. That's great. My native Gulf muley wrasse. I don't know what's going on over here, but it's kind of coming back a little bit, and I've tried to get all the brown. You can see all the pieces. I've been pulling all the brown out of it. And then you can see this is as far as I got. This was 2 days worth of work. I'm pooped, but I've never pulled so many weeds in my entire life. And then this is the salvia, big blue, and then mixed in is mystic spires. And none of them look great. And if it was 85 degrees, I would cut it all to the ground. But because you can see it's just goofy and leaning over. But there's a lot of, you can see there's a bumblebee there's a bumblebee there. And so I'm leaving it for them. Also, I'm not sure how well it would do in this kind of heat if I trimmed it back. So Big Blue has a very stiff, upright flower, like little candlesticks. And the Mystic Spires, I think this is the Mystic Spires, it has a little flatter, smoother leaf, and they get longer more quickly. And so they really have a different form from each other. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you for taking a look and seeing what 2 days of hard work and weeding does for a hot mess of a garden. I hope you guys are making it through the heat. And if you're in Florida, you are in my thoughts. As a girl who lived through, I'm a Houston girl. I've lived through a lot of terrible hurricanes. And so y'all have been on my mind and in my heart all day today. So I hope y'all are doing okay. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.